Time now for the Sports Six Pack with Andrew Rogers.
It is that time again. Crack open an ice-cold beer. Pour yourself a glass and let's do the six-pack together. Let's polish a six-pack together. We are at Hale Varsity Club, the best place to take advantage of six-pack deals. I don't know if it's stomach six-pack or beer six-pack, Shaner, but...
Is that the best thing to polish?
I don't know. Sometimes. I wish I had a six-pack down low. It's turning more into a keg, but I wish I did. No, you try to stay as fit as possible, but when you drink here on the Sports Six-Pack, it's the best because you don't have to intake any of the calories.
They don't make mine. I have an 8-pack.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those don't come around all too often. Now, send in your questions here to Hurrdat Sports, or even the questions that we carry over from Coffee and Cream in the Morning on Hale Varsity Radio. You can send in those questions to the Twitter page, and that is H Varsity Radio on Twitter. Shaner's queued up. Let's go.
Question number 1.
Do you like what Matt Rule is doing when it comes to building his coaching staff?
I do. I think Matt Rule's doing a very good job. I know there is the one piece that's missing that I would love to see added to that staff, and that's Mickey Joseph. But time will tell on that. I had a lot of time to reflect after Coffee and Cream in the Morning with DB just yesterday, and he kind of put it perfectly. It's got to be a in Matt we trust type of thing. And if he goes with Mickey or if he doesn't go with Mickey, I just hope it's the best for Mickey. But in regards to the rest of the coaching staff, I really like what he's doing. He is adding a huge recruiting element to this staff, which is exactly what you need when it comes to player development, somebody that knows how to handle the young kids on the roster, the young men on the roster. So because of all of the recruiting experience so far, because that's where it all starts, and I think Matt Rule is doing the best job he can when it comes to recreating the past. And I'm trying to use that term lightly because I don't want to live in the past, but we also need to get back and find some of those great players we've seen play at Memorial Stadium in recent years, and we can even date it back to 20 years if we really want to.
Question number 2.
So since Ovechkin topped Gretzky for road goals yesterday, is he the best scorer you've ever seen play the game?
Being a Blues fan, I've gotten to watch Vladimir Tarasenko, and he's been phenomenal, but he doesn't come close to Ovechkin. Nobody in a Blues uniform, as far as I can remember, can touch that. I didn't get to watch Brett Hull play, but Brett Hull is obviously in the Hall of Fame for a reason, Blues Hall of Fame at least. I'd say yes to that. Yeah, I went to DC a couple of years ago and got to watch Ovi play, and oh, man, does he just know where to be on the ice at all times, especially on a power play? That little pass-shoot action that Washington has going most of the time, I mean, just top-notch. Ovi was always somebody, too, that when I played NHL or if I played backyard hockey growing up, he'd be one of the first picks on my team just because of his pure talent level in that game, for one. But, two, he's just a recognizable name that was easy to latch onto because you grow up watching his highlights. So yeah, I would venture to say he is the best scorer I've ever seen play the game.
Ever, really?
Me personally, yes. I mean, who would I compare him to?
Is he the best player you've ever seen carry the cup after a win?
Yeah, missing tooth. Yeah, I love that. I know I wouldn't say that though, because the Blues ended up winning a Stanley Cup in my lifetime, and watching all of those guys hoist the cup high. I mean, what a moment that was for me as a fan, and what a moment that was for the city of St. Louis.
Question number 3.
Nebraska is a 6-point favorite against BC tonight. How would you bet on this game?
I would avoid the spread. It's kind of hard for me to trust Nebraska on the spread this year. I would stick with the under. I know that bit me in the rear end the last time I told people to go with the under, but I think this pick sets up well for the under. I want to say I'd play under 130. Both programs are hitting less than 30% from beyond the arc, and they thrive inside the paint. Boston College's matchups, I'm reading here, have gone under the total in 6 straight games by an average margin of 12 points in each. If Nebraska wins, like I think they will, I bet the under hits as well, and that's how I'd play this game.
Question number 4.
Do you believe the current college football playoff rankings are set in stone?
Yes, I do. Because I don't see USC losing. I also don't see TCU losing. They will be that one team that people didn't expect to be in the college football playoff this year. I don't know how many people predicted USC, but at least they were a team projected to finish within the top 7 somewhere. I would say you could lock in these teams right now. I don't think Ohio State gets back in. I don't think Alabama gets back in. I know there's a ton of scenarios out there, like if this happens, this team could get in, or if that happens, Alabama could eventually get in. But those are long shots. I would lock these in right now, and I think it's going to be a good spread of college football teams, a newer spread of teams too, which is nice to see, refreshing for those that may not be all in on college football but like watching the college football playoff.
So it is set in stone?
For argument's sake, yes.
Question number 5.
The predictor gives Texas an 80.5% chance to take down Creighton tomorrow. Fair or unfair?
Completely unfair. Completely unfair. I know Texas is soaring right now. They ended up beating Gonzaga early on. Let me look at their recent schedule here quickly. So Texas, here's what they have queued up, and you know what brought them to this point. Okay, their only top tier win came against the Zags. They beat UTEP, HBU, Northern Arizona, UTRGV, which sounds like half of the alphabet, and now they're getting Creighton. Just because they beat the Zags, they got promoted to second best in the country. I know we had a lot of fluctuation at the top end of things, losing UNC as far as they dropped. But this is not a team that should have an 80% chance of beating Creighton. It should be closer to 50-50. I can't believe ESPN's matchup predictor has it that high. Creighton's in a great position right now where they're coming off 3 straight ranked opponents over in Maui. They had a week off of games to prepare for this game. I think ESPN's going to be shocked. I would be completely shocked if it turned out that Texas controlled this game from start to finish. I think Texas as a whole is not as complete as Creighton. So the fact that Creighton only has a 19.5% chance of winning this basketball game, I would hammer Creighton here. I wonder what the line is. Let me double check the line here for people that at least have a strong interest in betting Creighton basketball, because why not? They've been a great play to have.
Let me have a beer here.
Yeah, go have a beer. Give me a question, and then we can move on from there.
Question number 6.
Would you rather never be able to go out during the day or never be able to go out at night?
Oh, good would you rather question. Never be able to go out during the day or never be able to. I would never go out at night.
Like ever?
Well, if it was that or not being able to see daylight, yeah. I would much rather be out in the sunshine over the night scene. Plus, I'm kind of like a homebody now. I used to be somebody that loved going out at night and, enjoying time with friends, going out to bars, things like that. But now that I've gotten older, I love having game nights inside. And just inviting people over. Plus, I can stay up late. I just can't go outside in the dark. So as long as I can get all my activities done, during the day.
Well, and you'd like to go play golf, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
and the Huskers usually play day games, so you're set there for football season. So I suppose staying home at night.
Yeah, I think that's actually a really easy would you rather. That's one of the easier ones I've ever come across. I'm trying to find this Creighton men's basketball game because I haven't seen a line yet, and I almost wonder if they haven't set it because of how outrageous this matchup predictor is. I haven't seen it. If you've seen it, hit me up at Andrew Rogers TV on Twitter. You can also follow at Hurrdat Sports for all things sports. Six-pack, morning dump, and betting bites. And also, please be sure to tune in to Coffee and Cream in the Morning on Hail Varsity Radio. We love having you with us from 7 to 9 a.m. But aside from that, if you're looking for podcasts, you can find that radio show on the podcast. Go to Hail Varsity Radio to find that podcast. But you can find all the other podcasts I stated, Betting Bites, Morning Dump, and Sports Six-Pack, Apple, Spotify, or maybe there's another spot you can inform me on that too.
Feeling tipsy yet? Catch more of Andrew Rogers from 7 to 9 in the morning on Hail Varsity Radio.